Alright guys, so for my project, I decided to do an upcycled skyline. Oh, my name's Yazid Sims, by the way, sorry. So when we first got, given this project, I started thinking of what materials I wanted to use. So I started thinking of materials that were prevalent in Boulder, like things that we see wasted all the time here in Boulder. And so the first thing I thought of was, beer bottles, bottle caps, things like that. And then after that, I decided that this would be something I would take this opportunity to make something pretty cool that I could keep, something I was proud of, and I wanted to make it a little bigger than just a little knick-knack. So I kind of went, not monumental scale, but a little bigger. So after deciding, the size and the materials I wanted to use, I started looking online for different inspirations, and I found two things that I really liked, which were the bottle cap portraits and the threaded needle portraits. Threaded needle ones, they had really intricate ones, which I thought were really sweet. So then I decided to kind of mesh these two ideas together into one. And I did want to add a little bit of a differentiating factor though, because a lot of these have been made. So I thought, I would use some lights for the stars of the night sky. And so this is my design process. Sorry, it's a little messy. I didn't necessarily follow this for this project because I actually selected the size materials first, and then I went off that. And it didn't require all this. It didn't require much CAD or anything like that. I just kind of sketched it on paper, which you'll see here. A little basic sketch. I just had to plan out how big I can make the buildings according to the bottle cap sizes, so that I wouldn't, have them overlap each other. So materials I found, or that I used, some old thread that I had, nails, a hot glue gun, so that's what's holding everything together, just hot glue. A wood board which I got from this place in Boulder, which they use upcycled wood, so from old cabinets and stuff. And then I used some bottle caps. I was gonna go to bars and stuff and get bottle caps from them, but they weren't very open to that idea. So I found some recycled ones that I could order online, and they were flanged out, so it's easier to glue them all together. They weren't bent up and stuff, so I went that way. And then the string lights I also had at home, just some old ones that I didn't really use in a while. Sorry. Okay, so first step is I kind of did the outline. I want to do the borders of the buildings in black, and so I just outlined them and then hot glued those. And this is a time-lapse video. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so that's my girlfriend. She's helping me. Yeah, just glued all those outline ones together. Then the next step, I had to put the nails all around the borders and around the buildings. This part was a little hard because I had to kind of align bottle caps that weren't glued down to see how the rest of the building was built up. So I could put the nails as sort of an outline. So bottle caps were flying everywhere when I was nailing them down. And then I added the lights, and I actually kind of glued spots of it down so that it wouldn't push the threads off of the nails. Oh, and then I added a thread. This another time lapse. This was the longest process. This took an hour of just threading it. Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing. All right, and this is my final product, which you can see over there. So in the future, I do want to place the bottle caps further apart, because that was the biggest thing I ran into was I ran out of space on some of the interiors of the buildings, and so I had to kind of bend the edges together so it would fit. It got a little messy. I burned my finger on the hot glue a couple times. I also want denser threading, so just maybe a finer thread, but with more loops. And then I would have stained the wood. I don't really like that it's a light color. I wish it was kind of darker. Oh yeah, and then I would have drilled a hole for that wire to feed through, because it kind of looks janky, just sticking out of the front there. And the last thing is I would have outlined the buildings with thread as well, so the whole edge of the buildings, they're a little more separated. And that's it. Any questions?
Where did you get the frame from?
So I forget what the place is called, but it's right down Arapahoe, and they just do these. It's all sorts of upcycled materials, like glass and wood. And, yeah, so that board costs $4, I think. Yeah, pretty cool. And they have they also have upcycled or just recycled furniture. They had a piano for $300, a big ass piano. So that was cool.
West Arapahoe or?
It's I'm trying to remember how I went there. I could text you the name of it. I'm sorry, I forgot. But yeah, I think you just go down Arapahoe like past 30th for a little while. But it's before you get to Foothills, so it's not too far.
Okay.
Like a 4-minute drive from here.
What's your name again?
Yazin. Y8. Here, I'll just go to the beginning.